Okay, so this is my life on $2 a day project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay outside because if I'm inside, I know that I read that it's like $3.50 a day or something like that for the day inside. So I'm going to stay outside. I'm going to sit by this tree. Okay, so first, some of the problems with my little experiment that I'm doing here is that I'm wearing sunglasses. I didn't shower or brush my teeth or shave or change my clothes yet today because I didn't want to use up the water. So that's going to be kind of gross because I never usually go, usually within the first 30 minutes I wake up, I'm completely showered and changed and everything. I'm in the same stuff I wore last night, so that's not really going to be comfortable, but other than that, I think I'm going to save my 50 cents for fresh drinking water because I don't know if I can go 6 hours. But some of the other issues that I've had is obviously, if I was in Uganda, I wouldn't be able to sleep. That's my bedroom right there. I wouldn't have been able to sleep in a bed last night in a cool air-conditioned house because it was kind of a little bit warm yesterday. So that's kind of an issue already. And then another issue is that I actually had a little bit of water this morning and I took blood pressure medication because I have to every day. And in Uganda, I wouldn't have been able to get that blood pressure medication and drink a little bit of water and not count that as my budget because I'm starting after I take my blood pressure medication. I haven't eaten anything yet. I'm going to try to go the 6 hours without eating any food. Of course, if I was in Uganda, yeah, I can go 6 hours without eating food, but I have to eat at some point, so I wouldn't really be able to do that. So far those are the issues, but I'm going to spend my whole time outside because at least for this 6 hours, I'm going to do my best. Oh, these are also prescription sunglasses, by the way, because I kind of see a little bit better with them, and also I don't want to get my eyes bothered by the sun, and I'm wearing sunblock because I'm going to be outside. And I didn't count that as part of it because I put that on before the 6 hours started, but normally obviously I wouldn't be able to do that, or it would cost me a lot of money. So that's another way that I'm kind of cheating, and the experiment's not, really as sound as I would like it to be, but I'm going to do my best, at least for these 6 hours, to stick to the 50 cents. And it's about 8:10 a.m. right now, so at around 2:10 p.m. is when I'm going to stop the experiment. Okay, so I'm about an hour in so far. Kind of the first world problems, I guess you could call them, have started setting in. The first one is that I'm really bored. I know that that's not really a problem, but I'm immensely bored right now. I really want to go inside and work on my English homework or do something, but I can't because I can't afford the electricity. How I decided to use up my 50 cents was water. I have a condition where I'm supposed to drink a lot of water, so I just decided to use that up. I did the math ahead of time, and my wife brought me the water bottle, so she went inside the house to get it, so I guess that's kind of cheating too, because I forgot to get it earlier. But about 16.9 ounces of water, which is how much is in one of these. I wasn't including the plastic bottle, but the water itself is about 50 cents. It's like 50.07 cents or something like that, so it's right around 50 cents. So I'm basically just gonna drink one whole bottle of water during this. I'm still kind of thirsty because usually I drink a lot more water in the morning, and I'm actually getting really hungry, surprisingly. I never kind of noticed how big of a deal it was for me to go an hour without eating when I normally eat breakfast, but it's only like 9 something and I'm already getting really hungry. I usually have breakfast around 7:30 or 8, and that's probably kind of bad. But yeah, so far I'm doing okay, except I'm really bored and it's already kind of getting hot out here, so I've been sitting in the shade because it's really hot. I still don't think it has, it's anywhere near, not even close to what someone in Uganda would have to go through, but it definitely sucks. Okay, so I'm about an hour or two or so now. Pretty much the same thing as hour 1, although I feel a lot hungrier. I tried to get up and walk around a little bit. I'm just standing now because my legs were kind of falling asleep from sitting down. I tried to walk around a little bit, but it didn't really work out too well because since I haven't really eaten anything, I got tired really quickly and I didn't want to walk around too much. I'm drinking about half of my water or so by now, which is probably not good because I have like 4 hours left. So I probably shouldn't have drinking all my water, but I was getting really thirsty and I didn't want to get dehydrated. So Yeah, but pretty much, you know, this sucks. I was actually thinking about it because I was bored and I had nothing else to think about, kind of doing the math in my head. And I figured out that these bottles of water, I get about 32 for about $5. So that must mean that they cost me somewhere in the neighborhood of like 15, 20 cents a piece. And then in Uganda, if this is 50 cents, and that means the water is actually, even though everything else is cheaper there and the cost of living and things like that, that must mean that water is actually more than 3 times as expensive as it is in the US. So if water is that expensive and people only make $2 a day, how are they supposed to get access to it? I mean, if you had 1 bottle of water, which is about, I don't know, a quarter of your recommended value, somewhere in there, you know, that would be, you know, a quarter of what you do today. So if you drank the amount of water you're supposed to drink, you would have no money left for the entire day, which is pretty crazy. And I didn't expect, I mean, I expected water to be expensive there, but I didn't know it was going to be 3 times more expensive than it is here. And not only that, but I mean, their idea of the filtered water is probably similar to what our tap water is. So really, I don't even have to pay 15 cents. This is for bottled water. So just because I like the taste better. So anyway. Okay, so this is about hour 5. I'm still having a lot of camera difficulties. My wife had to get my cell phone instead of my regular camera, and yeah, so still having issues, but other than that, I'm really hungry. It's making me really irritable and angry, and I'm thirsty too. And the sun, even though I've tried to be in the shade, the sun's still affecting me a lot. It's funny because my wife was talking to me earlier, a few minutes ago, and she was asking me how I feel, and I was about to say I was starving, and I kind of caught myself, and it sort of made me think about what real starving means and how me, or you know, probably the vast majority of the people in the United States, being that it's a first world country, don't even really know what it means to be starving. You know, they'll say the words, you know, I'm starving, but they don't really understand the concept of actually starving, you know, being on the brink of starvation or the brink of death from lack of food. And it kind of just makes me realize, like, you know, how much we complain. I mean, there's Facebook, there's blogging, and I do it too. I'm just as guilty as anyone else, and we just whine constantly about our lives, about trivial little things, when we really don't know what real problems are. I mean, things like, where am I going to sleep tonight? How am I going to get my next meal? How am I going to feed my children? I mean, you know, some of us maybe think about these things a little bit, but not to that extent, and most of us, I don't think of them at all. I mean, I know I don't think of them at all. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself rich by any extent in terms of being in the United States, but still, I mean, I don't have to worry about food or a place to live, or, you know, putting gas in my car. You know, or the things I do have to worry about are things like, oh, you know, maybe I need to put gas in my car, or maybe we can't go out to eat this week because, you know, money's a little tight or whatever. But that's nothing compared to the issues I think that they deal with in countries like that. So the experiment's over, it's hour 6. That's why I'm back inside. I'm really happy right now because I know I'm about to be able to go shower and brush my teeth and eat, and I'm about to drink a lot more water. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, it was a much harder 6 hours overall than I thought it was going to be. I know I said this earlier, but I didn't expect it to be anywhere near as difficult as it was. The fact that in Uganda it's a million times worse than what I went through for 6 hours every single day for millions of people is just really amazing, and it doesn't quite still fathom it, because I don't think I can still fathom how horrible it must be in a way and what kind of real problems that they have. But at the same time, it kind of gave me just a little bit of perspective, just like a small amount, not even really all the way there, but just a small perspective of maybe what it's like to sort of just be in a situation where you can't really eat because there's no food there, you can't drink water when you're thirsty, because there's just kind of depriving myself of a little bit for just 6 hours. It was kind of just a little eye-opening, even though it's just a very small amount of time, of, you know, how the rest of the world doesn't have it as easy as me and a lot of these other people have it. I mean, I'm gonna go take a shower and probably work on my videos for this, and, you know, go eat and do whatever I want now. If I was in Uganda, I wouldn't be able to go back to my life right after the 6 hours. That would be my whole life, every day, day in and day out, and probably working and doing other things on top of that, just trying to survive. So, all right. Thank you.